You know, the system of light has a ruling authority. Bring it. Bring the system of light has a ruling authority. And you must understand that the structure of the kingdom is government-based. And Isaiah captures the system of rule. He says, unto us a child is born, and to us a son is given. That is us. That is what we will see. Only to us. But in as much as this person is a child and a son, he is carrying something. What do you call it? And the government, the rule of law, shall be upon his shoulder. Jesus was a carrier of a government. Just like when you see the president, he has his own government. Do you understand? Jesus Christ has his own government. And if you are ignorant of this government and you just come to sing songs, because that's what we have trained our generation, the church is just a place we just sing songs. And we come because it's Sunday and we have nowhere else to go. So it's just a religious act. I mean, take the kids to Sunday school, then let me just come here, and one person, superstar, will stand there and just tell us something. And then when we finish, the service was great. And then we enter our cars. And then after that, we go for, the ladies are taken out by their boyfriends to take a smoothie. And then the parents take their kids on the bouncing castle. You know the routine, right? I want to bring to your attention, government started far, a rule of law. And when one person decided that he was going to break that rule of law, it is recorded, there was no place found. So what makes there not to be a place? When you forgo the rule of law. You know, in this kingdom, there is a rule of law. Jesus understood the hierarchies. He knew that the angelic systems that support war that he created. He says, I can ask and my Father can send me legion. Now, when you study the hierarchies of the angelic, you will know the work of the legion. Those were the same. Do you realize you're not listening today? Does it occur to you? Don't worry, just follow me. I know what I'm not a crazy man. Jesus says he can ask his Father and he can send him what? What is that the word he used there? Now, do you realize there is another place Jesus is emphasizing on this angelic structure? You remember when the man was demon possessed? Jesus asked them, who are you? What did he answer? I am Legion. I don't even have time. Meanwhile, you say what you've read. We say what we know. I don't even have time to explain what is Legion, because it's not just 2,000 or 3,000 angels. No. In the hierarchies, the seraphims, the cherub, forget it. And he understood that. He knew that he has heavy angels that can fight to set him free. So he understood government. Because of that, you must understand that what God gave us was government, not someone. Government. We have been called to rule, whether you like it or you don't like it. And I can explain something to you. The much any man can do to such a man is to just destroy his body. There is nothing you can do to that man. There is nothing. He says, fear the one that can both destroy the body and there is nothing you can do to a man that has found government. And need I say that the government of Christ is the most superior government. It means any government that is going to do business with God must come under the rule of God. The governing force there is of Christ, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. The location of that government is shoulder. It's a metaphor. Class, why shoulder? Do you ask yourself questions when you read the Bible? Because he says, in the feet is the gospel of peace. So why the shoulder? Because you know, let's go forward. The government shall be upon his shoulder. So this is a governmental issue. So when a minister of the gospel administrates the gospel, what is the only thing you must see? Jesus. What is the only thing you must see? I've given you the answer just a second ago. Just a second ago. In the administration of the gospel, what should you see? So you say me too. Okay, that's the right answer. Wacha usikie sasa. People even in Nairobi will be shouting the same. What should you see in the administration of the gospel? Say it. Engineer, back there, we honor you. We know you are rich. We honor your wealth. What should you see? Yeah. That is and any ministration that has no government is not of Christ. And in the structure of this government, in the structure of this government, he gave us the functions. And he told you to put on an armor to express authority. Number one, this government begins with the helmet of salvation. And I want you to see where salvation is. It's a mind issue. We have the mind of Christ. It's not righteousness here. It's a mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not here. Okay. We now leave the helmet of salvation. We come to the breastplate, representing not salvation. What does it represent? Righteousness. So it means without a transformed mind, there is no transformed heart. Everything begins with salvation. There is nowhere you're going without salvation. Because of that structure, it says the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, the belt of truth, and the feet of the gospel of peace. That is the structure of the government of God. It is salvation, righteousness, spirit, truth, peace. Can I repeat the statement? This government will only function under this system. And this system, the body of this system, is salvation. So if you're not born again, you cannot function in this government. Stop lying to yourself. I've met many young people saying, sijaokoka lakini natambua God. Wewe sasa unaongea nini? What are you talking about? I'm not born again, but I know God. What are you talking about? So why are we born again? If there is a way to know God without being born again, so are we being born again? It means you have another route. So tuambie, tell us so that we follow. This is how this government will function. It means outside this system, the government will not be strong. If you decide to deploy a separate system to express the agenda, you will be on your own. So in the hierarchy, or rather in the expression of this gospel, we must see salvation, we must see righteousness, we must see the Spirit, we must see truth, and we must see peace. These are the 5 layers of our government. They are only, assuming there were cabinets, we would only have 5 cabinet ministers, unlike our nation. 5 cabinet ministers. That is the cabinet that runs this government. So if God is going to administrate anything, he will pass through these offices. It's a government.